Hello, YouTube world. My name is Anthony Long. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Picker Channel. That's hard. What? Yo. What is up, my peoples? Ding, 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 ding. Hey, what's up, T? Getting ready to share this to the Facebook. Not that anybody usually comes by, but hey, just in case people are bored on a Saturday afternoon. What you up to? Did you do any garage sale in the day? Yeah, I thought about doing a live auction too, but I just don't know about state taxes and all that. If I have to collect them, and I just worry about all that. I know a lot of people do it. I buy off of them, but I looked into it. It's $50 just for the license, but I don't know. It'd be fun, but even then, the one thing I would say about doing auctions on YouTube is the people you're going to be selling to are resellers. Resellers don't buy stuff like people buy out on eBay. So you have to at least give them like reseller lots. You better put a bunch of stuff in it where they can get their monies out of it, and you still get money too. But if I've seen people do auctions, they're selling like shirts and like one shirt for $5 to $10. You almost need to put like 10 shirts together and make a lot. Because as a reseller, you might want one of those shirts, but you can sell the other ones that pays for it all. That's the only thing I'd say about that is make sure you know who your people are watching. And if you were just starting out, I would just ask to jump in someone else's auction, because you can grab their subscribers. Because I don't know how many subs you got, but if you only have, like me right now, one watching, it's gonna be hard to sell stuff. And you have to pinpoint what they even want, because a lot of us sell stuff, but most people only sell like clothes only or shoes only, or hard goods or their own made stuff, sports cars, games. So if you're not giving them what they want, they may not. They just, you know what I mean? That's why I get into auctions, because I've gotten some really cheap stuff because there's only 20 people watching. Like Storage Legends, they just pop up, so they don't plan anything. And if you get there early, I've gotten some unbelievable deals. Hey, what up, Harry? How you doing? Black Rose? Yeah, I can play Black Rose. Well, I can try to play Black Rose. It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just don't know anything about state taxes and how to collect it, because eBay does it now. They didn't start doing that till a year ago. But some states, it doesn't matter if you don't have state tax in your state. If I lived in Texas or Florida, I'd be pounding out that stuff. I don't even think Florida. I'm pretty sure Florida, you don't even need an auction license even. I'm not sure, but I think it'd be fun. Hey, Candace, it's been a while. Get the moving almost done. I would love to do an auction. I'm gonna investigate a little bit more into that soon. But the key is, like Westside Gary, they promote their auction for at least a week beforehand. And you really got to do that. You can't just pop up and expect people to be there. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I would say. You really got to promote it on. And like Harry's got a pretty good Instagram following, so you can get a lot of people from Instagram to come on over. It's like a lot of those, concert tees. That's the big rage right now. The young kids really want the concert tees from 80s and earlier. Well, to get that demographic, you go on Instagram. So a lot of people are switching over to Instagram, doing some auctions on there. But you can pull from each side into your YouTube or however you want to do it. Never mentions the word addiction in certain company. That song is really hard to play. It's been a while. You can't just. Nailed that then. in a month or so. That's in a really weird tuning. That's why I have to use that guitar. Keeps it in, it's strange. It's hard to hard to explain. Closed yesterday. All right. You doing it on your channel, or are you doing it on someone else's channel? Like Funky. If you go and join Funky's, ask him. I'm sure he'd do it. Get some watch hours for himself, and he can moderate it while you do your auction, and then bring in some other people. That's what I would do if I was you. Devil's thorn in my pride. Little Zeppelin. Over the hills and far away. Bum, 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 do, 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 do. If anybody wants to jump in, feel free. So Harry, if you're going to do an auction, would you do it like Tim over the years? Would you do it like a buy it now kind of deal and just? I kind of like his, but he could get a lot more money if he did like 1 minute auctions. I think you could have people fighting over that stuff. I got this on Tim's auction. Like called a top hat, but it's like a, I don't know, toothpick holder. But it was cool. I like it. I love blue. And was it Fenton? And it was $7. It was 15. I think 15 shipped maybe. But I bet I can sell that in my booth for $20. But I'm gonna keep it just because I want to. But if he would have put that at $5 and had an auction, it probably would have got 20. But there's all different ways of doing it too. Fenton top hat. Yep. Good call. When he said top hat, I was like, oh, yeah, I see that. Thanks for joining, Jim Smith. I guess I don't think I've seen you in my chats before. Yeah, I love that color. It's pretty cool. All right. So are you going to do auctions? Well, like what kind of style? How are you going to do it? It'd be nice to have enough people. Let me turn my electric off here. It'd be nice to have enough people that you could actually do 1 minute auctions, because then you could really go through some stuff. But otherwise, hey, what's up, Harry? Thanks for joining.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything's great.
Cool.
I guess I'll show my small treasures. I didn't get much today. I went to like 15, 20 garage sales. I didn't get really much of anything, but there's this one Mark McGuire ball, which this is St. Louis Cardinals heavy around here. Nothing special, but for $1, I was like, oh yeah, I can sell that for $10 in my booth.
I'd have bought it.
So not bad. I got
show and tell. Let me get my stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's one. Here's something interesting.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Harry knows a lot about antiques and stuff. So
I got a power washer for free.
I saw that.
That's too heavy.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's awesome because you could put that on Facebook as parts only, and that's gonna sell for $40.
I think
a power washer.
I think it actually works. The way the guy was talking about it, just he didn't want to mess with it. These were $1. They're in the anything I see for $1, it's in a package.
Still in the package, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta grab it. I gotta see what year these are, but these got 8. I think they're. There we go. Son of a gun, I can't see the age on them, but I gotta look into them a little bit more.
Right. Well, I don't even think
it's right here, but
that's one of those things that if it's collectible M&Ms like that, it doesn't almost matter the year. It's gonna sell for at least $10 in package like that.
Yeah, so I'll double them up. But this was interesting. He got this. I showed up in the car and he had it on.
I'm sorry. Say it again. I cut you out.
U.S. Open.
Oh,
yeah, that was a couple bucks. I was teasing Dave, so I thought, Dave. These are real nice. These were only $3 a piece. This is Fenton Spirit of '76. I found one of these that went for 24 and an uglier color. This is brand new stock. It's in the box and everything. 2 of them.
Wow.
One plate and one of this. So I'm gonna grab that stuff.
Heck yeah, every time.
And other than that was stuff I have like mixer. Yeah, you've seen the video because you said creepy doc.
Yeah. I wanted to say something about the power washer, but I forgot to. I always forget to say. I forget to comment a lot. I try to like in the middle of the video, or else I'll forget. Thanks, Victoria, for joining for a minute. Appreciate you. You want to join? Jump in. I put the link in there.
I bet you. I missed something really good. When I got home, I got on Facebook, and an hour in there with 2 5-gallon motor oil cans, but they were square. These were from like the 30s or 20s, and they were in great shape. I comped them, and they sell for in the 70s to $100. But somebody already bought them. He wanted $25 a piece. I was getting ready to get in the car and go up towards the airport. I would drive that 40 minutes to go pick them both up. My wife didn't understand that, but those were beauties.
Well, in that situation, I always love it because I'll sell one, keep another one.
Well, this is American Picker stuff. Yeah. You just don't find this. It has the thick unscrew top on them. They were beautiful, man. Somebody was dancing to get to them. I know they were.
I saw some of those last year, and he was selling me. That's that big pool table light. Budweiser, same guy. He sold me that for $20, but he had those oil cans, and he had like the oil cans, and then he had some of the old oil, like you were saying. I don't think they were that big. And I was like, well, how much for those? He's like, no, I'm not selling that. Like he knew. And I had someone give me a old gas, those metal gas things. Remember how they used to come in like the gallon thing?
Yeah.
Give me one of those. I think those I haven't checked and comped them, but I'm going to put in my booth. I know they'll
Yeah,
sell for pretty
that
decent
little
money.
rubber hose that are on those old little metal, the red
Yep.
cans,
Yep.
little 5 gallons, a little 2.5. Even those will sell. They'll
Yep.
sell for 10 and 15 bucks just for one little hose coming out. But these cans, they had all that great advertisements on it on all 4 sides. It said, oh God, I forget what it was, but I was like, oh my God. I know I'm not going to get it because it's all. This went in probably 10 minutes. Easy.
Yeah. That's happened to me a few times on Facebook where I'm like, hey, yeah. And I was just like, I'll take, I wouldn't even bargain with them. And they're like, oh, someone already said. And I'm like, crap. There's a lot of people just like me just waiting for stuff to come out.
That's how I got those little outboard motors at one time, them little teeny toys. I
remember that.
I was late on that, but then I said, look, if you don't sell them, I'll give you this price. And then he got back to me, well, wait a minute. Then he says, the other guy didn't want to ship them to him. So he said, I'll meet you in a parking lot. I said, oh, right.
I remember that. That was one of my first. That's one of my first videos I watched of you. It's been like a year ago, hadn't it?
Yeah, it was over a year ago.
Thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate it. Kind of behind here. Jim Smith. Someone referred you. Cool. Kent's in here.
I've seen a lot of golf clubs today. I just don't know much about them, man. One guy had 5 bags in front of his pickup.
Yeah.
He's standing there, and he's got couple wakeboards and 5 bags of golf clubs. But that one dude, I know that's what he specializes in. I got to learn a little bit more about him before I start unloading.
When it comes to new clubs, Callaways that's what I hit. I went out and hit some balls today. I love my Callaways. So if they're new, if you got to see Callaway, good to go. Nike's okay. Titleist's okay. Older clubs, Pings are worth some money if you can get them cheap. But otherwise, it's kind of a crapshoot. Eastbound and Down. What was his name? Jerry. Gosh, I forget his name that wrote that song. He was so good. He got no credit.
Carolina Hustler, that's who it is. Kent Dingle knows. He just says the Carolina Hustler. Yeah, I've probably seen every weekend. I probably see at least 2 bags, if not. But today, one guy had 5 in his yard, and I went up into the high dollar area, up towards. It's called Chad's Ford, PA. That's where the Brandywine Creek is and all that stuff. And the Battle of Brandywine was fought in the Revolutionary War. So it's a real cool area, but real pricey.
Yeah. I'll show you. I got some comics. It was one of those where I saw Amazing Spider-Man. And yeah, when I see Amazing Spider-Man, I'm like, yeah, I'll pay a little money just because even if they're bad shape, someone will buy them in my booth. I don't even know what this Superman Pals, Jimmy Olsen. These were all, she had $15 on them for everything. And I asked her if she'd take 10. She said, yeah. It's an old Superman. I don't know.
What's the price on them though?
That one, these are, I think, all mostly 90s. So they're not, I know they're not worth a lot. But I know how sometimes it goes where someone new comes into it. This is Wolverine. But here's the Amazing Spider-Man. It's 91, 92.
Yeah, you would know if they're hot in your booth, then at least you can dump them. So
yeah. Well, I mean, for $10, I got 10 of them. Well, 8 of them or so. Spider-Man, X-Men.
That's a protective sleeve. So
yep. This one I never heard of, Youngblood. Here's an older one. 40 cents. So this is probably what, 70s or 80s, Superboy, but it's not in good shape.
Okay.
It's pretty beat up. Superman, the Man of Steel, 1992. And then this one was, I don't even know. I doubt this is 1938. But, well.
Repop, probably.
Yeah. Because it's got like the publisher, some certificate of authentication on the back. Still sealed in the thing. Yeah. So
that might be something that even out of Repop has got a little bit of weight to it.
figured $10, and how many is it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So not bad. I just thought, hey, there might be a gem in there, and I know I have a friend that actually reads a lot of them, so she might just like them. What else did I get? Oh, I went to this other garage sale, and he had some of these old cassette tapes still wrapped. He wanted 50 cents a piece. 50 cents a piece. I lot them up with a bunch of other ones. They sell on eBay real quick. And he had those orange cones. Well, I need those orange cones for my lawn business, and I lost mine like a couple of weeks ago. And he had one for $1. I was like, sold. It's out in the car. And this is a Blu-ray, and it's Where the Millers. I've watched that. It's not bad, but it's a DVD. And it was 50 cents. I was like, sure.
That movie made me laugh.
Yeah,
I liked it.
And then this was all free. She's like, yeah, just free. And this was the Grinch Stole Christmas VHS. I just know around Christmas that'll sell for, it's free. Elvis 56. I was like, ooh, I just kind of want to look at that. I want to see what that is about. I'll watch that. And then she had a wrapped VHS, which I have some VCRs that I can lock that up and kind of make it worth more money. And then Marilyn Monroe, I have a bunch of Marilyn Monroes already. And I'll put them. I haven't put them in my booth yet, but I figure for free, I'll just take it. That's about all I found.
Video from your booth, so I can see how you set it up and stuff.
Yeah,
I like to see that.
Yeah, I put it sometimes in the end of my videos, and I need better setup so I can put more stuff in there. But I just kind of throw it in there, huh?
What size is your booth?
Ooh, I don't know the size. I would say it's 10 foot, about 4 foot deep, something like that. 10 foot wide, maybe 12, but I can fit quite a bit of stuff in there. It's just the problem, the real problem is everybody goes in there, picks it up. Because one thing that's good about booths is they can pick it up and feel it, and they'll buy it faster. Because eBay, they can't touch it. Just something about it, when you touch it, you buy it more. But they touch it and they throw it back, and they never know where it was at, so they just throw it back. I'll go in there, and 2 days later, and it's just a mess. So that's probably the only real problem about my booths is sometimes they just dump on it.
Yeah, that's probably somebody letting their kids go wild, and they just come in there and start picking up stuff and putting it down.
Yeah, but I shouldn't be surprised. That was horrible, Adam. Good gosh.
Yeah, I guess that happens. I've had good luck, and I don't think somebody's going to kill me over a piece of Fenton glass.
Yeah, a Range Rover maybe. Yeah,
or a Coleman lantern,
or an insulator.
Harry killed for insulator. Story at 8.
They're worth millions. They had all the sparkles on the inside. What is it? What is about the insulators? They have the West Side. What do they have? They have something on the inside when you look down in them. That's what makes them more rare. Something like that.
They don't have threads that'll make them more rare. That's more desirable. But they all got threads. But some will have amber swirls or milk swirls, and ones with tons and tons of bubbles. There's different what they're looking for. Of course, damage is always going to whack it down a little bit. But they're looking for amber swirls and condition. If you find one that's got no threads in it, you better grab it, because they're the beginnings. They're the old ones.
Interesting. That's good to know.
If you've seen it, it's all colors, man. It's really colors. And like when I went into a yard, when I found the cobalt blue one, I knew exactly what I knew that was something special. And he had an old German radio. So I go, does it work? He says, I don't know. I said, what do you want? And he said 20. So he plugged it in, and it's warming up. He's got those insulators. I said, how much are these? He said, $1 a piece. I did boom, 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 boom. And they were beauties, and the radio worked. So it was a bang. As over 55 community, that was nice.
That's crazy.
Gary.
I like those root beer ones. Was it Batman? Batman root beer ones or whatever they're called?
You're looking at the Mickey Mouse jobs, they call them. I'll show you what you're talking. Mine's see, there's some right there, but I got the root beer that you're talking about.
Thanks everybody for joining. Harry's dropping knowledge like always.
Nice. Oh, here's a Mickey Mouse here, jobber.
Mickey Mouse here. That's what it was. I said Batman.
See, this is what they're, but I haven't seen these in root beer color. So they kind of call these the Mickey Mouse jobbers.
Oh yeah.
But
wow.
These are nice. That's a rare amber beer.
Yep.
It's got a couple chips on his drip points, but still, it's nice.
Yeah.
I have this in Caldwell, and it's mint, and that sucker is worth a lot of money, a lot more than all my insulators. So.
I've never seen that color around here. Never. Not even in the booths.
They're rare. They're very rare, and
because I look in the booths. I look in our antique malls, and I never see those.
Now you're going to see these. You're going to see the commons, and they're just a bucket. I wouldn't even, unless I don't even buy them anymore. They're just I'm going to kill somebody. I'm here. These guys' little buddies, ding ding ding-a-ling, and they take off. So there's Victoria in the morning.
Yeah. She's not usually in lives chats later on in the day.
She's great, man. I wish sometimes I could just hang out, and she's got a great show. She's just such a cool dude, a cool lady, not a dude.
She's always positive, and
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of rare. I like how I agree. And I like how she kind of keeps everybody from like, there's no drama in here. Stop. You know, I like how she does that. It's supposed to be light. We don't want to push away people just because pushing opinions and stuff. That just starts getting.
I stay away from her. She sang, I think it's Thursday or Friday is UK Barbie's birthday, and she sang her a birthday song. Damn, I've heard her sing before, but she can actually. She's pretty good.
She's really good.
And Victoria, I'm going to let you. You're going to be like you got to play an instrument too, but
she's got that song. Yeah, she's got that classy, like old school voice, like the 50s, 60s sound. I love that.
So that's cool.
Yeah,
I had a good day. I mean, I always don't get something. And there's a whole great big crate, probably about 30 or 40 of little Hallmark ornaments. I bet you I could have got them all for 10. I should have did it. I should have done it. She said 25. I said, nah. She said, well, make me an offer.
Well, especially if you're going to do auctions, that's a perfect reseller line.
I could like someone like me, them all together and put $99 on. I got too far down the road, and I just said, I'm not going back. So
yeah, I did the same thing.
But sometimes like that. So.
I think the second garage sale I went to, they didn't have much, but they said everything's half off. I'm like, sweet. And they had 3 Barbies, those collectible Barbies in the cases, back from the 90s, early 90s. One was 91, one was 95. And there was another one, but its box was kind of messed up. And they said $10 firm. I was like, crap, I know I can get 25 for them in my booth. And I was like, so you're firm, you won't do 10 or 15 on those? And she's like, no, firm. I'm like, crap. And I got down the road. I'm like, I should have just picked them up because I know they would have sold. It was just $15 I would have made. Well, probably 10, but it's still something it sells because I've already sold
your booth. So
yeah, I've already sold those.
He's the Barbie guy.
Yeah,
watch him. So
I've got a bunch
of Barbies.
I got a bunch of Barbies I bought in the auction, and I don't know if they're worth anything. They say on the back like 1966 on some of them, which I know that's like the first year. So I'm guessing that's probably just a like trademark. You know what I mean?
That's a trademark.
But then some of them say 90s, so I don't know. And they got the bendable knees. I don't remember that.
Nah, well, not sure. Nah, I think those original ones that if you bent them too much, a wire would have came out.
Right.
So you need to close that one. That's a little
97. I'm sure that's not from the 60s, huh?
Nah, unless she was on like
95.
What was that one? Rowan and Martin was laughing. Goldie Hawn.
But I know even these go for decent money, and I could just lot them up on eBay saying, I got these for next to nothing. Yeah, it says 66 on the back of that one.
Not sure.
That does look old, but
I've seen that original one time up in the yard, and its head was off, and I didn't get it. And they had the original case and everything. Because I think the original Barbie, I think, is like 59 or something like that.
Yeah,
and it's a black hair, and it's got like a white and black stripe, one piece something on. But the damn head was off, and I was going, should I get this or shouldn't I? And she was 150 for the whole thing. I think I rode back around, it was gone, so that might have been another miss. I don't know, but that woman was old, and that was the black case. That was the old Barbie. So,
but sometimes when it gets to $50, I get it. You're like, I don't want to lose $50 and be screwed on it.
Yeah, and they'd say, well, this thing would have worth $300, but now that the head's off, it's not worth a dime. So, who knows?
I've been playing with them, Kent. Sorry. It's an easy product. Yeah, it sells good over there. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you.
Geek, what's up? Who's the closet geek? I'm not sure if I know that Barbie's is such an easy product.
Yeah, I've watched
UK reseller.
I think it's funny how a lot of they sell the same stuff in Australia and UK as we do here. It's like you think it'd be a little bit different, but it's really not. You know, their video games are real popular, concert tees, a lot of the same stuff. I assume.
There's a group I follow that Star Wars. There's like 6 of them. They have these chats. He comes into my and watches my lives. He big Star Wars dude. So that's cool.
Mimi Hub. Thanks for joining.
What does it mean? These people I haven't seen before. You got some Mimi Hub and Closet Geek.
Yeah, throw up someone's moderator. Throw up Harry's link.
Put up your
games aren't as popular right now.
So we can peek in at and see what you got. Especially the resellers and collectors.
Ling ling. If anybody wants to jump in, Kent, jump in. I know you want to. That'll be a great day when Kent jumps in live.
Time out. Does that put me out of the picture? No.
No.
I guess you keep seeing. I get a little.
I can take it out. Oh. Hey, what's up, Glenn?
Glenn Swamp, how you doing? He's nagging. So. Kent's probably my neighbor. That's who it is. I laughed his ass off.
Yeah, there's one guy there's only a couple of guys that really get good information, it seems to be on with like eBay. And Daily Refinement's one of them. Really, he's so scaled up and smart. He's like an actual businessman. He's not all of us who are just kind of winging it. And he's in there and he's a moderator for him. And I like watching his stuff. I was in there one day, I'm like, Kent?
And who is that?
His the name is Daily Refinement. His name's Chris, I believe.
Probably sure.
I've watched him for quite a while. He was one of my first ones I kind of watched, and he's out in California. He kind of made me realize like how easy I have it here in Missouri. We don't, cost of living is so cheap. Out in San Francisco, he's paying like $250 for this small little storage unit just to keep his stuff. And then he's selling to the same people I am for the same price I am, but I'm not paying near as much overhead like they are. So it made me realize like how much easier it is for me to sell. It kind of got me going on like I have an advantage, and he probably gets more high end stuff living in the city, but
you could get a lot of antique. It seems like in Missouri, you could pop a lot of antiques in the Midwest, and you can especially if you know what you're looking for. You should be able to find old tools and Coleman's and all that crap. You're not going to find Tiffany and high-end pocketbooks and stuff, but you're going to find a lot of antiques and a lot of glass and pottery because in
a lot of glass.
Ohio's full of that crap, I think. So
what I found is after studying from Tim over the years, I didn't realize how much that stuff was worth because I see it in the antique malls all the time here, and it's cheap. And so I know I could probably make a living on just buying glass in antique malls here because people don't buy them when they come in there. But if they just don't know that some of that stuff's really worth a lot of money.
Yeah, so if it's going to pop on eBay, I'd rather do that than you could set it in your booth, and if it's not going to sell, put it on eBay at the same time. You can always walk down there and say, "Okay, thank you, that's sold."
Yep.
Jimmy in New Jersey, thank you. So,
West Kentucky, how's it going? My name is a little bit off because everybody thinks I'm from Kentucky since that says Bluegrass Picker, but I actually pick bluegrass, and that's what we call ourselves as pickers when you talk about guitar and mandolin. So it just kind of worked out, bluegrass and pickers and being a picker. But everybody gets like, "So you're from Kentucky?" I'm like, "No, Missouri."
what state's nearest to you? Kansas City? Oh, or Kansas or
Arkansas. I'm about 45 minutes from Arkansas. Northern
wow.
Arkansas is beautiful. I hope no one, I hope California and Oregon and hope a lot of states don't figure out how beautiful it is here because it's awesome. And there's mountains and streams. Some of the only streams that aren't dammed are in Missouri. And I go kayaking down there, and it's just gorgeous, clean rivers and it's lakes are all over the place. Best fishing.
Outdoor video and on your YouTube. When I mountain climb, I'll film something. I like doing.
I love it. I like those videos you have. They tell you not to do that. I'm like, why? You know, if you like the person doing it, it's fun to watch. I like it.
Yeah, I do it all for the people to entertain people, and that's really those things kill me, man. I'm only on moderates, and they're knocking the crap out of me. I'd hate to show up a real one.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some of those. You got pretty high on some of those.
Yeah, those they're just moderates. Those ones I went to in the Catskills, you drove halfway up the thing. You're not starting at the bottom. Right. That would tell me to go. When it says hard, they're not lying. You're going 10 miles in and 10 miles back out. That and a lot of that climbing straight up. So
yeah.
Sometimes you have to pull your body up, forget about it. I'm going to cramp up big time.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how hard hiking is. Just walking on land that's undulated, you're using muscles that you've never used.
My wife went down on the way back down from the first one we went, and she went down hard. If you're going in sneakers, you fall on your ass, it's going to hurt because it's nothing but roots and rocks, and that's what you're hitting. So you better have hiking shoes.
I agree. Yeah. So I just hope no one figures it out.
Down there in Arkansas, is that where Tim is? Is Arkansas?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. He might be. I don't think so. I think he's just probably been down here. I like the East Coast. You know, I've when you're being in, like, everybody thinks that everybody here has farms and cattle and pigs, you know, but like in the same respect, I always think the East Coast, when I'd never been there, was going to be all concrete and all city. You know, you go out the East Coast. I went to Maryland. I'm like, oh, well, it's just like Missouri, you know, except in
the beautiful. It's hilly. You got fields out there. You get towards the coast is where it's busy on the 95 corridor. 95 from Florida on up. That's where all up the Portland. But go inland a little bit, not New Jersey, of course, but Jersey's pretty busy. So
I've never been to Jersey. How's it going? What's your first name? I forget.
It's Joe. What's going on, guys?
Joe. Yeah, not much. We were just talking about our garage sale today, and I didn't find crap. I went to like 20 of them, and it's just one of those days where everybody's trying to either sell me. They had like some antique stuff that said $200, like a little stand, and I'm like, you're not going to sell it for $200. So I didn't get much of anything, just some free stuff.
We don't really get garage sales over here.
Oh, really?
No, we get things like, I mean, I know you guys got your swap meets, yeah.
You call them boot? What do you call them?
Sales. Car boot sales.
Yeah, car boot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Up in the field.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then you have like Goodwill bins and stuff like that, thrift stores.
we don't have
charity
Goodwill bins, but we do have charity shops, which
charity
are
shops.
pretty much thrift stores. Yeah, and it's like what I'm missing there.
So where do you mainly source then?
Sourcing mostly boot sales. Facebook Marketplace is a big sourcing
Mm.
option for me. Obviously, I'd mostly deal in, as you can see by my name, the Closet Geek, anything geeky, and
Video games and all that. Computer
video
stuff.
games. Yeah, that's where I started. Obviously, buying bundles and video games and piecing them out. And yeah, now I do anything. Home bars are my big thing at the minute. People are loving to buy home bars, and well, I say buy home bars. They're building home bars, garden bars and things like that. So I'm buying out all of the old pubs, all of their pumps, and they're selling for hundreds and hundreds of pounds each. So
Yeah.
Are you talking about like keg things, the handles that open up and stuff?
What's going on, Glenn?
what's going on, man?
Doing good.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, Harry does really good on Facebook Marketplace. He's because he gets a lot of antique stuff, and so they're kind of heavy, so it's harder to sell. And he had a problem with some broken stuff not too long ago, so he'd rather sell on Facebook Marketplace.
To be honest with you, I find it quite a bit of a pain to sell on Marketplace, especially where I live. It's just like if I list something on there, 1 in every 40 people that message me is actually interested or wants to pick it up or stuff like that. So
or they spend it. Yeah, they want it and they spend their money, but by the time they get to you and they don't want to do it. Yeah, I've had that happen too.
Or they block you.
I bet you I'm about 95% successful in there. Nobody's not ever showed up. They've always showed up for me. I might have had 1 or 2 back out, and that's it.
Right.
Can't beat it.
Glenn, did you find anything today in garage sales?
Did pretty good actually. It was free. I went to sell everything I got. I mean, I brought a trash bag with me.
Wow.
I didn't get greedy, but when I got up there to pay, actually, I said, I kind of heard stuff going around, and it's free. And when I got up there, hey, you pay? It's free. Just say a prayer tonight.
Wow. That's happened to me before.
Well, I found some like a gun, black powder gun reloading or a powder deal. It was just a little mechanism part. But that part sells for like new around $115.
You can get 50 out of that easy.
And it was, like you said, it was never used. Different stuff like this. This was never open. Went to sort of open it up thinking it was been open, and it's like that's sealed there. So I didn't do it anymore. But a few items were sealed. A light fixture that goes like new for $60. And all that and different things,
That's awesome.
How much stuff you get out there with? You said a trash bag full?
So like a small kitchen bag, stuff like this, road and track,
What is that?
We got the box for it. Brand new, this goes like for $80.
What is that?
Disney cassette tapes, is it?
No, road and track, but it's like a car carrier, like for Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Was there cars?
Open it up, both sides up, and it's like a little garage, a little.
That's what I thought it was, a little car carrier. Let's go and say Hot Wheels.
This was on the floor, like I said, no kid grabbed it, Thomas the train, and it had a lot of little trains in there, all the wooden track.
Your kid
and all that.
That's nice.
Wow, that stuff would go quick in my antique booth. That's what I do with
Glenn. I thought I did good.
Yeah. That's what I do with Facebook Marketplace. I'll advertise on Facebook Marketplace, and I send them to my booths, so I don't have to meet them. If they don't show up, I don't care, and I'm already paying for the service.
Yeah. What I started doing is going to meet them at my work. I said if they don't show up there, I used to do it where I lived at. I had a miniature storage warehouse. That storage. And I said meet me in front of there. It was only like 2 minutes to get there, so it wasn't out of any time.
Right.
But like I said, that's the light fixture. It sells for like almost $60 there, brand new. I'll probably go like 34.
Wow, you did good.
Over in the UK, when you sell on eBay, do you sell a lot of things to other countries, or is it mainly in the UK?
To be honest with you, I stick to global shipping program. I know the prices are very high, but I do stick to a global shipping program. And a lot of the things, sort of like the niche things, so like collector edition of a video game that comes with a model, that'll go all over the world, and I'll price it high because I know that somebody abroad will probably buy it.
Right.
And they're paying extortion amount for, I mean, like Guitar Hero, you guys massive on your Guitar Hero, everybody's buying it all the time. If we get a niche guitar over here, it will still work on your guys' systems. Obviously, it is a PAL guitar controller, but it'll work in your guys' systems. And you guys over in America love Guitar Hero a lot more than people in the UK. So I'll price a full drum set for £150, and the chances are I'm posting it to America. I don't understand, but obviously the full set is quite a big box and it's quite expensive.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they're probably paying $200 in postage.
Yeah.
So how close
is guitars, but they never had a dingle with them.
Yeah,
the dangle or whatever
it's called. Yeah, the dongle.
The dongle. Yeah, I'm missing the dongle. So
yeah, and that's how I always am. They never have them.
I can. You can actually buy them online if you go onto eBay. There's somebody I follow on eBay, and I pay £3.99 for the dongles for a PlayStation 3. And every time I get a guitar that doesn't have a dongle, I'll match it with a PlayStation 3 one, just because most of the guitars are sort of like multi-console, and at least it's got a dongle with it, and it's £3.99 to complete it, and you're adding another £30-40 worth of value to that item.
Yeah. So, like, your warehouse is probably real close to where you're at, so it's not that much.
I don't have a big place. I have 500 square foot, but I've outgrown that already, so we'll be moving soon. I say I work in there with another reseller. But
cool.
Yeah, we do need a warehouse. Adam, we're using a town hall.
So you're in the UK. Where are you in the UK?
Devon, so southwest.
And what's the big town near you? Or I'm not
Plymouth.
sure. Plymouth.
Yeah, Plymouth. So I'm in Plymouth.
Yeah, cool. You get people out of Plymouth, and they came over here and named it Plymouth about 400 years ago.
Yeah.
You know where the Yankees name came from, right?
No, I don't.
That's what the British called us.
Yeah,
we turned it into a war cry.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
People don't realize that. It was actually a derogatory thing, and now we use it as like a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Around.
Yeah.
Maul Powell was saying something about a bunch of glass earlier, and that somebody cleans out bends and has a hard time with the glass. Well, they can always call me up if they're near me, and I'll head over there and take it off their hands.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll worry about sorting it out later.
Are you selling on Etsy, Harry?
I have sold 2 things, and I've only put 4. I'm not really.
Okay.
It's so easy to post on eBay, and Etsy's a pain in the butt because I'm lazy. So I should put all my teacups over there in like glass because I got a ton of it. But I don't want to get too much sold because then they're going to. I have my full-time job. I don't want that tax thing coming to my house. So I think you would. Yeah, you got to do those auctions. I think you'd like it. Yeah, I think I'm going to really start looking at them and try a couple. You got to sell things and see how it goes, and then kick into that more.
We got to talk to Tim too because you guys kind of hit each other with the same kind of stuff. And so if you joined on one of his or do a different time and do an auction with him, he might like that. Never know.
He gets about 100 people in there and he flips that paper. He does the same thing that Mark the Tile guy does. He'll go like, okay, I got this and it's for $9 and it's 13.
Yeah. I mean, I still think he should do like half and half. And some of those are good because it makes it go faster. But if he went auction, he'd get a lot more money. But he's almost giving it to us just to because he can make more money on eBay and Etsy with that stuff.
Well, he's starting to get in that sports stuff, and I think he's gonna. That's going because I think he really likes sports a lot. That's going to kind of.
Yeah, I was watching it live the other night.
I saw that a couple of days ago. He had two other guys and we were talking about all the different football teams. And
Yep.
I noticed all of them had the same mic, like it,
Yep. He had like Bo Jackson autographs. He has a bunch of stuff. I thought I had a bunch, but he has quite a bit, and he's wanting to start a store, like just a whole nother thing. But I think he can incorporate it a little bit too. I mean, they always tell you not to, but shoot.
If it sells, it sells. I don't care.
Yep.
If I could sell Depends, and if I found a truckload of those, I'm selling them. So
Yeah, it's like Matt, part-time picker. He sells those old diapers from the 80s that are still wrapped. People collect them. Why would you? I guess they just
collect them, or they actually are using them.
He said they collect them.
People
Like
collect
People
anything.
have got some general store set up at their house or something like. You're in.
All I can figure is they had their kid in the 80s, and it's like memories, and they're holding on to memories of raising their kid. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. All I know is they bought
stuff, man, but I don't have any diaper or used underwear. Not yet.
It's a creepy thing
Maybe
to collect.
5 years down the road, I'll start buying them too. But right now, no.
Yeah, I hear you. Man, you got awesome hair. I miss mine.
I do keep it in a ponytail.
Oh yeah, they both have hair. This is hair club for men here, and then
No,
hair club down there. Well, they're young too. Well, the dude from UK. What's your name? The guy
I'm
from
Joe.
Jay?
I turned 30 yesterday, so I'm no longer young.
Okay. You
He's
turned
got
how
some good
old?
lives. He's got
30.
some good lives. You gotta,
Oh my God, can't trust him anymore. He's over 30. Well, no, you got one more year. Over 30, you're not supposed to trust him anymore. So 30. Oh my Lord.
I wish I would have got into reselling when I was younger. I just collected and stuff. Now I really wish I would have.
I could tell you, I only started 1 year ago, and it's my full-time job now.
Wow, that's crazy.
And,
That's awesome. That's a lot of progress there.
I think at the moment, my biggest problem with reselling is staying underneath the VAT bracket, because obviously anything over 85,000 a year, I'm probably looking at swapping from a sole trader to a limited company, just so I can avoid the VAT bracket a bit more, because obviously VAT will completely destroy me. 20% off everything I've turned over, I won't be able to afford that. Obviously, when it's
So, what do you like selling the most? Is it
at the moment, I've got massively into Pokemon cards, because I found
Pokemon? My boy's selling those. So.
I found a shop from the 90s that closed in the 90s, and he had a box load of these cards that he was supposed to give out to competitors and stuff like that. But he closed his shop. Instead of giving them out, he's closed his shop and finished up, and he's put all his cards up in the attic. So these cards have gone untouched, and he listed them up on Marketplace. I sent him a message saying, how much do you want for these? And he goes, well, make me an offer. So I said £100. He goes, no, nowhere near close. So, okay, well, you tell me then. You tell me, because all I could see was one picture of one sheet of cards. There's 9 cards there. So I made £100 offer on 9 cards. And he said, £300. I said, okay, well, let me come and see the condition. I was considering paying £300 for 9 cards.
9 cards.
I turned up, and he had 277 of these cards. They're all the same cards. I've sent 70 of them off to PSA. Obviously, you guys know what PSA is, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sent 70 of them off to PSA. And if they get the PSA grade 10, which I've predicted them to get because the condition is that mint, they're $1,500 each.
Well, there you go. You can get a new MG.
That was my first batch I've sent off.
Yeah.
But obviously, as soon as they come back, I'm really going to have to filter that into the market, because if I flood the market, because there's only 43 of these PSA 10s in the world at the minute.
Right.
I don't want to flood the market straight away and sell them all off.
Right.
And also, I don't want to hit that VAT bracket. So,
Yeah.
More like want to have more than one account under your name, because everybody's going to know it's you. You can
that's the
have
thing.
accounts.
I'll probably end up doing more private sales on Facebook groups instead of sucking up their, it'll be about £150 fees with eBay, won't it? I'd much rather not pay that £150 fees and sell it to actual collectors from all over the world.
Right. Yeah, I heard you in your live talk about the PSA. I wanted to ask you, like, so the PSA, you have a PSA in UK right there, huh?
Oh,
Or you have to send it to US.
Yep, it's going off to you guys.
Oh, okay. That's what I was
Can
wondering.
everybody put his information up?
Link in there.
Of
Yeah,
him?
that'd be great. I don't know if I need to make some moderators.
You have it on powered by the StreamYard. You can't do it on here, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think your spanners can do it.
Oh yeah, they can put your site up. They
It's
actually
a good show. I enjoy it. You ought to make sure you do an unveiling of that PSA.
Yeah,
Do an unveiling video.
I've started a video for it already. I'm doing a whole video on how to send cards off to PSA from the UK, because obviously it's not a big thing over here in the UK. But like I said,
that could be a great video for you.
I think it would be. Hopefully, it would be.
And it's one of those that might get called back on 2 or 3 years down. Just keep going.
But I thought I'd do it all in one hit instead of being like, these are my cards, I'm going to send them off. And
Closet Geek Reselling UK.
That's the one. And then
Somebody
instead of 2 months down the line doing an unveiling of what I've got, I'll do the unveiling in the same video. So it's all going to be step by step exactly what you have to do to send these off. I'm actually using a third party because obviously they handle all of the
well, you can get a cheaper rate if you're jumping in on someone else's that's got 100 of them in there. You get a cheaper rate that way. That's smart.
I think and also get pre-grades. So if he turns around and says these cards
are not worth it.
8, I'll just say, okay, I don't want them one sent off. I want a 10 sent off.
Right. I did the same thing. I sent off I bought a $79 Chiefs team break. I got a Mahomes autograph that was 1 of 25. I asked him to send it off, and it came back a 9, but it was real close to a 9.5. And in BGS, that's kind of like it's almost 9.5 is almost like a 10 in PSA.
Yeah, BGS.
They don't give out 10s very often. And I got $2,000 for it, and I spent 79, and I'd already made more than 79 on the other cards before I even got that other card back. So that's what I do with sports cards too, is send it off and buy it raw, sell it, and for more money. And that's how you can really up your value by 10 times.
Right now.
Thank you very much, Kent, for plugging my channel. And thank you very much, Adventures in Reselling, for subbing. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Ken.
I picked you up. I'll be looking at you. Jolly old England.
It's great info. I like it. It's a little early in the morning because you guys are a little bit different time zones, but I catch it. I've caught you right before Adventures in Reselling show, I think, if I remember right.
I think it's 1:45 right now here.
Yes, I'm 5:45 here. I'm about to say it's almost midnight there.
Yeah, I'm 6:45. So
yeah. My buddy lives in New Zealand, so it's tough to try to talk with him. We're always on different times.
Yeah, sometimes I sit up at night and there's an American channel. It's a female that just sells clothes. That's all she sells is just clothes, and she's fantastic what she does. But I'm not very good with clothes. I follow people for what they sell, and she sells clothes. I'm not great with clothes, so I follow people that are great with clothes. So,
yeah, I do the same. I just buy vintage stuff, and I know it's vintage. I'll buy it. It's cheap, but otherwise, I just stay away from it. Yeah.
I'm all in the UK. I mean, you got the husband and wife team, whatever. I can't think of her name right. The Hills. Nick and
Nick and Andrew Hills, they're fantastic. Yeah,
I like watching them.
They're like King Queen over here.
They're Australia, aren't they?
Oh, no,
they're UK. They're UK.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Well, you got was it Scrappy or was it Snobby?
Yeah.
Wife, Dusty Blonde.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
I watch them every once in a while.
I watch the guys that do the treasure hunting over there with the metal detectors too.
Right.
Several of them. So, they find cool stuff. They find the Romans and the Vikings. And
we can't find much more than 300 years from.
Yeah, we find anything 400 years old here is it's made out of stone.
Yeah, for sure. That's a lot. They do sell a lot in my antique booths. A lot of Native American Indian heads or arrow points and stuff. I see that quite a bit, the axes and stuff, but they don't really go very fast. You see them sitting there for a while.
I found them when I used to bottle dig. I found a few. I got This one, speaking of, this is a tomahawk. I was going to throw that. That's, as you can see, that's what it looks like.
Wow.
But that thing was sitting there, it had mud on it. I was getting ready to throw it out of an area, and I said, "Oh shoot,
That's heavy.
that's a tomahawk." So
That's awesome.
on that one, that was in New Jersey. So that's legit. That's from when they were there, at least 15, 16, 1400 somewhere in there. So that was
Well, how
great.
do you take something like that? Would it be like 1800s or or even older than that, like that?
I bet it's older.
Tomahawk stone.
Yeah, well, they were driven out of those areas first. So
17.
So that I don't think Native Americans were in Jersey after probably early 1700s. They were probably starting to head out of there.
I like finding. Have you ever found those little bitty, like they call them bird points? And they're small and really, they're hard to find because they break easier because they're smaller, but they're cool.
I had a golf ball in a trap one time. You know, the sand trap. I get down to pick up the ball and I go, "Well, there's an arrowhead. There's another arrowhead." I said, "I'll be damned." They were right in the sand trap. I couldn't believe it. Wow,
That's funny.
that was weird.
The first time I went out to the East Coast, I was at where was it? Private military beach. I have some military people I know. It was down in was it Virginia? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But since there was military beach, there wasn't people out there taking all the shells and stuff. And I'm from Missouri. So I got there and there's conch shells everywhere. And I'm just running around, grabbing them like, yeah, like they're arrowheads, you know? And the guys from the East Coast are looking at me like, what's this guy's deal? It's a shell, you know? It's just funny when you're not used to it, you know?
That's just like if we was in your area and a big old hail was coming down golf ball side, we'd probably be running out in and check this out, man. This is cool. We're gonna see that stuff. You guys see that.
Yeah. We get a lot of hail and we get tornadoes and I've seen tornadoes.
We got hurricane.
We had a number 2 hit and it tore these it's weird looking. I never seen trees go down like that. And when it just
lay down.
Oh, the whole road. They had all the back roads shut down for 2 weeks, taking all the and it topped them all. The houses are fine.
Right.
It topped all the trees.
Yep.
Weird.
I've seen them miss houses and come down and hit trees and then go back up and it just jumps and skips. It's crazy.
Well, hey, you can have 2 houses perfectly on one side and the 2 in the middle look like flat as a pancake.
I'm 35 minutes from Joplin, and when that Joplin storm went through, that storm came over Springfield, and I could see it I remember I got out of work, and when you go out of my work, you were going straight west, and I could see it. I'm like, whoa, that's way darker than any storm I've seen. And that was where I wasn't paying attention to the weather. And I went home and I turned the news on. I'm like, oh crap. I remember going outside and looking, and it was the blackest cloud I've ever seen because it had everything up in it. And I was worried it was just going to, jump down and start again too. And it was so weird because the sun hadn't set yet, but it was completely dark. And once that thing went across, and then you could see the sun setting, it was just crazy looking. And it wiped out. I mean, it literally wiped out a third of the town, the businesses.
Yeah, I remember hearing about on the news. That was the whole. You would see it on the evening news when it hit that place.
Yeah, I don't. If you remember there was a famous shot of like the church. It was gone, but the steeple, the cross had fallen, but it was stuck in the ground right where it was at, right where the church was at. My friend's mom lived next door, and they didn't find her for like 2 weeks.
Oh God,
she was way away from there. So it was a bad topic to talk about. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it was crazy.
Guys, I'm gonna take off.
Yeah, I go too, Anthony. I'm gonna eat. Things,
yeah, take off. It's cool. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it.
Really nice to meet you, Jay. Jay, right?
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe. Close.
Close.
Close. Okay.
That's close for Harry.
All right. Everybody take care.
I appreciate you.
Anytime, man.
Later, man.
Always fun.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you later,
Happy
man.
hunting.
+1 thrifting. Yeah, I was just bored and wanted to come on for a minute and chit chat. So thanks for coming on.
No problem, man. How long have you been reselling for?
I would say almost 2 years now. It's coming
Oh,
up on
yeah.
2 years, probably like in another month or so.
What did you do before reselling?
Well, I don't do it full time. I actually have a lawn business and power wash too right now, and I just added on,
Yeah,
just
you
work
can't
more.
really put all your eggs in one basket, can you?
Yeah, I like to be able to source and having that money come in from my job. That way I can always know I can spend the money if I need to. But if I was just doing it only, I'd have to be so much more targeted on what I'm doing, you know. But that's why I'm amazed at you guys that do it as your main thing, because
I've only
that's
just started doing that as my
it's
main
tough.
thing, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not the easiest job in the world, but if you
right,
enjoy it, you enjoy it.
right.
I've spent my life as a chef. I mean,
Mm,
I was a boxer as well. I used to box for money. I used to be a stonemason. I used to be an accountant. I've done so many things. There's nothing that I could stick with. I
wow.
still box. I still box,
Yeah,
but I do that more for the fitness and
fitness.
fun.
Yeah.
But reselling is, I'm not lying in somebody else's pocket. I'm making money for myself,
Yep.
and that's the difference.
And it's building a business. It's building. It's getting better, and that's what I like about it too. And just get more and more knowledge on it, and you're separating yourself from other people because of that. You know.
Obviously,
Uh,
it isn't really. It's more of a lifestyle than a job, really, isn't it? I mean, like you never switch off as a reseller. Like if you got 5 minutes, you sit on your phone and look on Marketplace.
yep.
It's
Like it's something I do recently is we have Mercari here. You don't have Mercari, do you?
no, I don't know what that is.
It's just it's kind of another eBay site, but they actually kind of promote it as like it's a garage sale site. So you just
Oh,
sell
okay.
anything kind of deal. And it's okay. But what I do is I buy stuff on Mercari and sell it on eBay because
Yeah,
they don't know what they got. And since it's kind of like a garage sale, they don't comp. A lot of people don't comp. So you
yeah,
just sit there and wait, and you can go like newly listed, and you'll find people selling a Wii with like 10 games, the red one with the remotes and everything. And they'll have it up for like $40 free shipping. I'm like, ooh, jump on it, because you can sell the games for 50 to 100, and then the console on top of it. So I just part it all out. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
so that's something I do. I look for lots of stuff on Mercari and sell it on eBay. And since sourcing is a little bit harder this last 6 months, I figured I'd
yeah.
try it.
Yeah,
It's
that
worked.
is a way of sourcing. Over the
Yeah,
last 6 months, I think Facebook Marketplace was my main way of sourcing. Obviously, it was charity shops, but you have to adapt. You do
yep.
have to adapt, and you can't
And,
just stick
and
to
just
what you know. You have to
right.
research.
And
I
just like the shipping, sometimes they do charge shipping for 10 bucks or something, and which is understandable. But I you know justify it because I don't have to leave the house. It's going to come to me. I don't have to drive my car anywhere. I don't take any time to go get that, to go source it like I normally would. So it's kind of easier and more streamlined. So I'll pay that 10 bucks because I know in a way that 10 bucks is going to come out when I drive to Goodwill or something here. So sometimes, you know,
It's
it's worth
cost of
it.
business. It's cost of business. I mean, to be honest with you, during lockdown, I was paying for I had a taxi driver. I'd pay him to go pick stuff up from people's houses and bring it to my house. Didn't have to
Smart.
leave the house. Yeah, and it worked. I mean, my business was running from home at that time. It was
That's
all in
cool.
the house,
Thinking
but
outside the box. That's a good idea.
like, it's adapt and overcome, really.
Yeah. Boxer, that's cool too. Yeah, I'm a big fitness guy, and it's not because of I want to live longer, or I like to live healthy right now in the present, but it's mentally. I know I think better because I run and do pull-ups and push-ups and whatever I do,
I
I
totally
just
agree with
think,
that.
huh?
I totally agree with that.
Because I don't think right if I don't do that stuff. And I start being like everybody else, and I'm not going to be that way,
I
get
kind
all
of,
whiny and
I feel like things build up, and if you don't have a release to unbottle it and unwind, then I mean, I used to be an MMA fighter. That's what I first
oh
started
wow.
doing. that one was obviously painful. It wasn't the best. I didn't have the best fights. I fought some big people. I fought on Cage Warriors. I fought their light heavyweight champion.
That's
I
cool.
fought some big people. I mean, Cage Warriors is where they found Conor McGregor. I'd say that's quite cool. But MMA was like the
So what was your specialty in MMA?
jiu-jitsu.
Ah,
Better at jiu-jitsu.
yeah.
It's crazy that I've gone off to boxing.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask.
You're wearing big pillows in your hands. So it doesn't hurt as much. But you know,
I always wanted jiu-jitsu. I've done a couple classes just to do it. I'm like, I kind of like this, but I always worry about my shoulders because I always feel like my shoulders are going to get wrenched out on the jiu-jitsu, and that'll kill my business.
I think it's a beautiful sport. Obviously, competitive side of it, it can like dislocations and things like that happen. But if you're training it as sort of like a sport, like you're not going to be competing in it. Like then when somebody gets you into a hold, they know they've got you on a hold, and you know they've got you on a hold, and you just tap, and so you just like. Well,
so if you're doing with someone good that's reasonable, you're not going to get hurt most of the time.
In competition, you do get hurt. Like there's no two ways about it.
Since I won't.
I fought a guy. His name was Brett Hassett, and he got a note. First round, I dominated him. Second round, he got me on my back and started punching me in the face. So I got his arm, put him into an arm bar, and he kept punching me in the face. So I put his arm bar on tighter until his arm broke.
Yeah.
And you know,
in that position, you have to. Yeah.
I mean, it was him or me, and
he should have tapped, but
yeah,
he didn't.
I would have tapped in that position. I would have tapped. I'm not going to turn around and say, out of pride, I'm not going to. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, we're all still working a full-time job at a time. Poor bloke, he can go to work for weeks and weeks and weeks because of that. So we lost loads of money, but I didn't like getting punched in the face. So.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do in that position.
Yeah, but yeah, then when I moved down to Plymouth, I took up the boxing, and the promotions in boxers are a lot more sort of like foundation is a lot tighter. So when you go to promotion, like when I fought in MMA, I'd turn up to fight nights, I'd fight, and then the promoter would be like, "Well done, I'm not paying you, so you won't get paid." And there's nothing you could do about it because there's two of you, and he's got his whole gym there. So
wow.
So it was a little bit of a sketchy business. So I was just like, this is not worth it. Boxing, the promoters are respectful, and the coaches are respectful. That's why I switched that over.
Makes sense. Just more professional all the way around.
And it's a much calmer atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of my goals this year was to get into jiu-jitsu and learn the piano. And all this happened. I'm like, oh, that ain't happening. Jiu-jitsu is like the last thing you can do right now. But I can move to that next year.
It is fun. It's beautiful sport. It's always adapting. There's always new things to learn with jiu-jitsu. And
I like listening to Joe Rogan, and he's always talking about it, and it's like chess. You're always thinking of the next move, what he's doing, and you're countering. I like that kind of stuff.
Did you see that video where he was talking about like being like jiu-jitsu against somebody who's a much higher level is like swimming like in water without being able to swim, and that whole I love that influential video he made there. That was amazing.
Yeah, I do like Rogan. I liked him a lot more back 4 or 5 years ago, but now that he's gotten so popular, he's got to kind of watch some of the things he says that he used to. But I get it. But he always has great guests on there, and they have a good time, and they don't hold back. And
it's not always MMA guests as well. He does like completely random.
Yeah, I like the science. I like the science guys. I always find that interesting.
Because he always has something to say about everything, doesn't he, Joe Rogan? It doesn't matter if it's MMA, boxing, like aliens and what lives under the sea. It doesn't matter. Yeah. He's got an opinion on it, and like it's a fun opinion. Yeah,
like it's like he always talks about like Sasquatches. He goes, "I don't think they're real, but I want them to be." It's funny.
Mao Powell is quitting smoking.
Nicotine patch. Oh wow, yeah. I quit smoking 13 years ago now. I smoked for 15 years, so I know how hard it is, and when you really want to, it'll happen. That's all I can tell people. When you really want to, it happens. Um, Mine was because I had a nephew on the way and I wanted to be an uncle. And I actually worried about my health for the first time. And it's all kind of led to what I am now. Instead of eating 2 Whoppers and fries and a Coke, smoking a cigarette, I'm a lot different now. So I'm in better shape than I've been in my life.
I'm on the opposite. I've been fighting in courts to try and see my children, and that's been going on for the last 3 years nearly. And
Oh man.
one of the court days I went to is really devastating because I was self-representing the whole way through, and then they pulled in a barrister, and the barrister was really horrible and really, really twisty, and it wasn't very nice. And then when I come out of that court, all I did was cry and smoke.
I understand that, man. I don't understand it. I can't imagine
I
how
got
bad
really
that would
fat
be.
as well because of that day. Really
All right.
fat. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
went from lightweight to light heavyweight.
right.
So it's quite big.
Well, I think everybody has those circumstances. You can't blame yourself in a certain way, but I can't imagine. I have a friend that he's kind of going through that too, and the wife's just being just awful, and she's using every leverage she can, and it's just using the kids against him. It's just awful. So this world's hard enough already, It's just hard. I smoked 25 to 30 every day. I smoked menthols, Camel Light menthols. I had my last pack, still sealed for years, and then it fell off my dresser, and my dog ate it. And I thought she wouldn't die. She ate like a quarter of it, but I guess the nicotine's probably almost gone after over a decade.
Apparently, that's a good tip, really, isn't it? To keep a pack around.
I wanted to have a pack on my dresser, so I didn't have any excuse that it was always right there. I made it easy on myself, and that way I knew, you know what I mean? And then it was just kind of a trophy. And after a while, I felt so much better. It wasn't even like, it's like people talk about cheat days, eating, and I can't even do that anymore because I recognize how bad I'm going to feel. I mean, it tastes great, but I can never eat just a small amount of it. So you always eat too much of it, and it just feel terrible. So I'm like, it's not even a cheat day when I feel terrible, But if you're always in that same mode, you don't notice how bad you feel. You don't understand, But also, I'm the kind of guy that needs to actually. I like eat butter just to gain weight because I've gotten too skinny over time. It's weird. Who would have thought, right? Got to put on fat. But I burn so much energy. That's why. I mean, really.
Yeah. I think
Hey,
it's always intake versus outtake. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, even like the summer when I'm really going hard with mowing, I'm working 12 hours. And so I'll come home in the middle of the day. I don't want to eat a meal. I'll eat some peanut butter. And I got to where I was eating a little bit too much peanut butter. And you could tell like real fast, like peanut butter is all calories. And I cut that out. And 2 weeks later, I was so ripped. And I was like, oh, wow. It was the peanut butter, It's amazing how fast your body, when being the skinny, it's amazing. You notice how little it takes to change things,
I think, cutting weight for fights as well. That one shreds you. Obviously,
yeah.
I did a test cut a couple of weeks ago just to see what I can do.
Yeah.
And in 1 week, I'd done 17.6 pounds.
Wow.
So that's a cut. That's not weight loss. So that's a cut. So that's not something that would be permanently off before I got into a boxing match or whatever.
Right.
I'd put that weight back on. But
yeah, I've gotten to where I can probably jump 8 to 10 pounds pretty quick, but man, 20, that's a lot.
Yeah, it does obviously take a lot of water out of your skin, and you do look shredded and you look good, and it's nice.
But yeah, it looks nice, but I don't, being, our body needs to use that. There's, what's good about being a human is fat is actually a good thing because it's what we can do that other animals don't, and we can use that later on down the road, and so it's usable. It's like I don't do sugar, but I'll do sugar right before I work out sometimes because it's like jet fuel. If you burn it off, it's not that bad on you, It's just when you drink a bunch of soda and then sit on your ass, of course it's going to go right into your ass because you're not doing anything,
Intake versus outtake.
Yeah.
Calorie counting. You could lose weight eating McDonald's.
I haven't eaten fast food in so long. I don't even, I just, I don't know. It just, after a while, I just don't eat bread. I haven't eaten bread. That was one of my first things I quit. I think that was one of the main ones. Bread was so bad. And here in the States, they make it just terribly, they're just terrible, I know when I went to Italy, I remember they had Wonder Bread from America in Italy, and on the side it said, "Warning, high fructose corn syrup." It was all the American stuff. It was like warning, because we don't.
Made by Americans.
Yeah, we use what ingredients are the cheapest and taste the sweetest. So, and when I was in Italy, the bread was so much different. It wasn't sweet all the time. And I was like, oh, well, I can eat this.
Well, we don't have sweet bread. We don't have
Yeah.
sweet bread.
But when they put like in Germany, you put the seasoning in the oil, you dip the bread in the oil. Oh,
That's an Italian thing, yeah.
Yeah, that is so good. In Germany and Italy, that was
Balsamic vinegar and olive oil, yeah.
yeah. And I was drinking my wine back then. Oh, I love good red wine. Back in the day, I don't drink it anymore, but I miss it, honestly. Well, I better jump off here. I've been doing this long enough. I'm supposed to be a reseller. I'm supposed to be taking pictures and listing stuff today.
No problem. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, I appreciate it. Anytime you want to come on, I'm glad you came to the chat. Like I said, I like your live, and I try to catch them when I can, because sometimes I'm just not up, or I get up really early.
I understand. I understand.
It's good to hear stuff like that you're a boxer, you did MMA. I love to hear that, because all of us resellers almost don't mention some of that stuff, our old stuff, and it's like I even forgot to tell you. You said you're a chef. I was a bartender, server for 17 years. That's what I did before I started mowing and had my own business. So I understand, the restaurant business. That's a whole nother. But what's good about the restaurant business, and probably like you too, is dealing with people. Having to deal with other employees is hard.
Also improves your customer service skills as a reseller.
Absolutely. I think if I wouldn't have that job, running my business with lawn mowing and power washing, I would never have been very good at it. I'd have been terrible. I wouldn't have been, my customer service would have been like, you don't like it? Screw you. You know what I mean? Kind of deal. That's how I was before I started doing it. So I knew over time, you gotta have thick skin and just almost let them be right. You don't have to, you can know they're wrong in your own head. Say it that they're right. Just let them have the win. There's no reason. What are you going to win? You know what I mean? So the customer is always right somewhat.
And then block them.
Until you are 5 feet away and then they're wrong.
Anyway, well, nice to be on.
Yeah, I appreciate you. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for everybody for joining.
Bye.
Grind on, friends. Appreciate you.